So go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know you stopped by, honey. We are down here, girl. The people were, girl, we was windmilling in the comments on Funky Daniva's post. And in this, there's a video going around of Keke Palmer saying she don't need no man. She just needs to get to the bag. Oh, so the girls are in the comments saying that Keke is promoting single motherhood and the black family, the black family, and the culture is fried. The person who said the culture is fried was Blueface's mother. I responded to the comment not realizing it was her. And then I went to the profile like let me see who I'm, responding to or whatever. And, the bio, Blueface's mom. And then I looked at the name Carlisa. I was like, oh, shit. Because she said the culture is fried. Your son is Blueface. Girl, you need to shut up. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. Girl, you have no room to talk about the culture being fried, my nigga. None at all. The culture is fried. Keke Palmer is a whole mood, right? She said, what she say? My son gave me some ass. I'm my own boss, man. I got my own cash. I don't need a nigga. Only thing I need is a bag. I don't need a nigga. Only thing I need is a bag. That is from a song that she did on Hustlers. I think that was 5 years ago. Like I said, she changed the lyrics. She changed the lyrics to say that her son gave her some ass. So the people are in the comments complaining that she's promoting baby mamas and she's promoting single motherhood. Girl, yes. Shout out to the single mothers out there, honey, to the solo parents. There is nothing. I really want y'all to release that back to wherever it came from that shames you for being a single mother, right? The shame, the way that it's used as an insult, the way that it's used to blame women for the state of the culture, when we know after the child leaves the parental home, he has a cultural and social influence and peer influence that is stronger than the parental influence. But yet and still, once these boys become men and get in other communities of men and get tainted with the weird ass ideologies that they come up with on how to relate to women and how to treat women, and you still kind of want to revert back to they came from a single mother home. So the reason why they are the way that they are is because they didn't have fathers in the home. That's a way to shame you and a way to make you feel guilty for not being in relationship with the child's father. You're a single mother. How dare you? You're the bane of the community. How dare you? Not the men who are killing men, women, children, LGBTQ, everybody, okay? Killing everybody. Somehow it's the mama's fault. The single mother. The black family. This fantastical idea of the black family and the black community. This idealized version of that. I'm getting off right here. Girl, don't make me miss my exit. The idealized version of that has some of you living in cognitive dissonance, literally. Like the girl said on my post, the good old days, the fantastical good old days. Ask your grandmother, ask your great grandmother, and if you are blessed to have a great great grandmother alive, ask her, anybody from the silent generation, about the black family and what the women dealt with if they were married. You're not going to insult a woman for taking her life into her hands and deciding not to be in relationship with a man. Has nothing to do with the relationship that man has with his children. See, a lot of you want to shame women for being single mothers, and a lot of them are choosing single motherhood for their peace of mind, so they can live, right? Because intimate partner violence is real. And not only are these niggas killing each other, they killing their partners too. So yes, my single motherhood grants me safety and sanctuary. You hear me? The only protection I need are my registered firearms and whatever other weapons I have. You understand me? I don't need no fucking man. Y'all be in these fucking weird ass relationships just to say you have a man and then turn around because you don't want to be a single mother. You don't want to be guilted and shamed for choosing yourself, to choosing to raise your children. Again, completely jumping over the relationship with the father and the child. It's only focused on the mom. We want to blame you. We want to blame you. Hold on. When I get to the thing, I'm going to tell you on that comment with Keke. I said I love being a single black woman. I really do. I really, really do. I feel like there's so much power in it. I really feel like it's so much power in it. For me, that's for me. I find power in it. Some of you find power in partnership. I find power in my sovereignty and my autonomy in being the hermit. Shout out to the hermit for being number 9, the hermit. I don't have any problem with that. I should not have been participating in the social construct of being partnered because not everybody is meant to be partnered. I'm one of those people. Even though I tried it because I'm like, okay, is this what the people are doing? This is what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to be in relationship. Even though when in every single relationship I've been in, my soul was like aching, like, girl, this is not even what you're supposed, this is not even your purpose. This is not your calling. These relationships with these socialized cisgender heterosexual men who have the weird ideas, oppressive ideas about women and how they view women. And then they hate it when you criticize them. When you say that you love being single, when you say that you're not centering a man in your life, they literally short circuit. They bust. They combust, okay? They do not, when you are especially a black woman, because you've been raised to worship these niggas. And when you take these niggas off your altar, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. One, they don't believe that you don't want a man because everybody's been trained to believe that you need a man, especially if you're heterosexual. You need a man. If you decenter men, women and men alike, what? You don't need a man? Oh my God, what do you mean? You need a man to protect and provide for. Listen, honey, I got my own money. I have my own protection. You have to be nice to be around in order to vibrate with me. Half of these niggas' frequencies is so low. I can't even, it's no harmony when we come together. Their frequency is so low and mine is so high that the frequencies coming together create static. I can't get on that level. I can't do it. It really goes against I feel like it goes against my soul's contract. I do, of being a human. Like, okay, you came down here not to be in partnership with nobody. You need to stop trying to do that because that goes against what you're really here to do. And you're not here to do that. That's not your purpose. It is not your purpose. So stop trying to do it because you're causing yourself needless suffering. Stop doing it. Okay? Stop participating in that bullshit. I love being a single person. I do. I really do. Oh my God, I do. I do. I really, really do. And the women, like I said, the women, they really don't know how to act. When you say you love being a single mother, I love being a single woman, I love being a single mother. I have a great relationship with my children. Now, the relationship they have with their father, that's up to him. That's not up to me. That's up to him. Come on, lady. Girl, what are you doing with your one brake light? Buick? Come on, Enclave. Girl, get it together. Girl. Girl. Drive. Drive that mother. And then in Funky Dineva's comments, Funky Dineva made a post about a woman, a cisgender woman who was, black woman, who was killed by a white man who thought she was a trans woman. And it just adds to the narrative that cisgender women, they can be victims of transphobia. A lot of women who are tall are often, negative things are said to them about being manly or looking like a man or being as big as a man. That's transphobia. It is. And so when black women, it is so, to be honest, Q's caption, Funky Dineva's caption, had some transphobia in it, and the women were responding to it. They were responding to it because he said a lot of y'all look like men and have wide backs. Put in his little, that's his thing, wide bikes, right? That's what he likes to say. And the women were in the comments saying, you don't like women, you don't do this, and you don't do that, and you don't do this. Somebody gave a description. They were talking about trans women and cisgender women and using the analogy of water bottles and different brands of water. And if you drink one brand of water, is the other brand of water not water because you don't drink that brand of water? And this idea that you feel like, I think because we live in a patriarchal, racist society, especially black people, especially black women, because it's a patriarchal society and they feel the pressures, you feel like you're being forced, literally the word forced, something against your will. You feel like you're being forced to call yourself cisgender. I'm a natural born woman. I'm a biological woman. I'm a this kind of woman. I'm this kind of water. I'm Aquafina. I'm Avion. I'm this kind of water. Those bottles of water are not natural bottles of water. I'm a natural born woman, right? But the word cisgender just basically says that you identify as the gender that you were assigned as birth. It's just a shorter way of saying you are on that side. You're not across. You're not trans. You're cis. It's just the two of the words that are used. And it's, to me, I feel like it's a shorter way of saying you don't want to be called cis. You're not going to force me to call myself. The distinction is I'm a woman and this other person is a trans woman. There's no need to make the distinction because one is trans and one is just woman. One is Avion and one is Aquafina. That's a different bottle of water. Doesn't mean that it's not a bottle of water. Doesn't mean it's not water. When I heard that analogy of the water bottles, I was like, that is so fucking true. The packaging is different. It's still water. That's still a woman. And the truth behind the violence against trans women, the fact is the same violence can be enacted upon you for being a what? A woman. Not even a trans woman. That's why black femicide is a real thing. Because you are being harmed because you are a woman and you are black. The same way that the trans woman is being victimized because she is trans and she is black. And when you cisgender women get on the side of practicing transphobia, the fact remains that cisgender women can be victims of transphobia as well. As we can see, this white man killed this black cisgender woman because he thought she was trans. So that woman is a victim of transphobia. That cisgender, natural born, Avion water, she was deleted because of transphobia and racism. misogyny, hatred of women, hatred of trans people, a hatred of blackness. I want to get under a tree. I want to talk to y'all about that because there's no tree over there. I wonder if I can park under this tree. Yeah, let's park under this tree. Because that man, and then I'm not facing the sun, so that will give us a little bit of time, right? So can we get into this shade or this shade? A shade tree. And then I got to go edit those videos, and then I got to start work. I got about 10 more minutes. Okay, let's finish. Let's finish. So here, there were 2 posts. One under Q's post, and this is what I said. And I'm going to just say what I said. The amount of transphobia in the comments from cis black women is absolutely disgusting. This is why I can't be in community with too many of y'all. And luckily, I have found a community of black women who are not transphobic or homophobic. Because black people be transphobic and homophobic, for real. Like, for real. And then use their religion as a way to support their irrational fear of, right? The irrational fear that you think that a trans woman can replace you, that is transphobia. It is an irrational fear. I don't fear trans people. If you are running around in comments saying, you can't force me to do this, and you can't force me to do that, and they can't replace us, I'm natural born, I'm this and that, I'm that. Your expression of womanhood is your expression of womanhood. Her expression of womanhood is her expression of womanhood, whether she's trans or cis. I don't want to be called cis. You can't call me cis. But that's saying that you identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. So to me, it's just a shorter way of saying, I'm a natural born woman! Sounding so crazy and stupid. Irrational. Because this woman was killed due to transphobia and racism, the same way straight black men kill black women because they are women and they are black, which is the reason why black femicide is a thing. Y'all sit up here and you feed into the ideologies that reinforces the illusion of white supremacy, where the only identities that are respected and protected are if you are white, cis male, heterosexual, and Christian. And y'all don't even realize that your black identity and your female identity removes you from that space. So as a black woman, you can be a victim of racism, you can be a victim of misogyny, and clearly you can be a victim of transphobia. Y'all need to tighten up. You can be mistaken for a trans woman. You can. Whether you have a vagina or not. I saw so many women in the comments. I'm 6 foot tall. This one woman says, it's crazy. I'm 6 feet tall, born female. A couple of years back, I wore 4-inch heels out to a club, and this dude walked up to me, and with disgust in his face, he yelled, "That's a nigga." The ignorance of his words, it scared me because I am a woman. And in that moment, I didn't know what to do. I just kept walking. Till this day, I have PTSD and won't wear heels unless I'm with people that know me and will defend me if a situation like that happens. Everybody should be respected. This world is crazy. So women that are cisgender get mistaken for men, are called men. You look like a man, all this other stuff. It's true. I said because cis women can also be victims of transphobia. When they turn around and tell you you look like a man, that's transphobia. And then let me see some of the comments. A lot of this is backfiring on cis women, and to be honest, they have it coming to them. I am a 5'4" trans woman that flies under the radar, while my taller cis gal pals get spooked as trans as trans. Quite often I've had guys tell me that my girlfriends look trans to them. You put out hate and that shit comes back to you. Q's post had some transphobia in it. Listen, I'm going to read it to you. He said, "Dear Black people, when you think of hateful rhetoric towards the trans community doesn't impact you. Nobody is asking you to agree with or understand the LGBTQ plus community. What they are asking of you is to see humanity in everyone. Ladies, take a beat. And imagine if you were harmed simply because someone thought you were trans. Oh, and don't act like a lot of y'all wide back hoes look like men." That last sentence was transphobic, but the women in the comments was like, "That's misogynistic." I'm starting to think you don't like women, Q. What you said was misogynistic. And I'm thinking, you're able to identify the misogyny, but you're not able to identify the transphobia. Interesting. That's so interesting to me. So interesting. Let's go back to the Keke Palmer situation, since they said Keke Palmer. I'm gonna tell you what I wrote to this woman in the comments said. I said, this is what I said first. I said, "Baby, the peace of mind that comes with being a single Black woman is priceless. The children growing up in a healthy, functional household is also priceless." Somebody came on my post and said, "A man, did you even read what you just typed? The delusion is crazy. They think that you're delusional when you decenter men, because you're supposed to be centering men in your existence. And when you stand up and loudly to the community or anybody watching saying, 'I love being a single Black woman with children. I love it. I feel safe. My home is my sanctuary. It's peaceful. I'm not walking on eggshell. I ain't got to deal with no weird ass nigga silently competing against me, hating on me, all the shit y'all deal with. It's not my ministry.'" Somebody says, "If not having you weird ass," that's what I said. "If not having you weird ass men around me is delusional, I'll be that." Then another woman says, "You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? You do realize statistics prove you wrong, right? Of course, it is better to be a single parent household than one full of abuse. But you can actually find a healthy relationship. And raise your kids. Yes, you can have a happy relationship and raise your kids, but you don't have to be in relationship with another person to raise children." The stats are in 2022, it indicates that approximately, this is the stat that I posted under this woman's comment, approximately 18.3 million children live without a father in the home, comprising of about 1 in 4 U.S. children. 80% of single parent homes are led by single mothers. And word on the street is, when it's a 2-parent home, the home is led by the mama too, in labor and in finance. So what's the tea, girl? The fucking break. The comment section was so crazy with the Keke Palmer and with the trans woman, the woman being killed, the cis woman being killed for being mistaken for trans. That was what was going on over the weekend. And this other woman, she made a comment talking about our Black men. Honey, I had to let her know. Hold on, let me get down to the comment. I don't know where the comment went. So this one woman said, "Them. I don't need a nigga. Also them. Protect Black women." So this is what I said to her. So trying to publicly humiliate her is protection? He wasn't protecting her in the first place. What are you talking about? You need to get firearms and learn how to protect yourselves instead of looking to these weird ass men who try to compete with y'all and embarrass y'all and low key hate y'all. That's what you need to do. That's a better look. That's a better look. Seems like Hollywood is using her to push a single Black mama. They don't need a man agenda. Girl, this is crazy. I'm trying to find where I comment. The woman said, Somebody said she's really starting to irk me. Ever since little Usher shit, she's been acting cocky. I said, y'all despise a sovereign, confident, independent woman who doesn't center a man. Y'all can't stand. A lot of women can't stand it because their part of their personality is being partnered with somebody. I'm trying to find that other comment where the woman said, here is Carlisa. This is where I read to Carlisa. She said, our culture is fried. I said the idealized version that you have of culture and community has never existed. So what you're seeing is what people have been seeing over generations. Your great grandmother, your great great grandmother have dealt with this type of life in one way or another. And the ones who were married had to be married, and a lot of them suffered. Ask them. But what you guys are thinking of this fantastical black community has never been. It has never been. And you of all people should know, look at your own son and what he represents. You have a lot of nerve. I had to come back and edit the comment when I realized it was Blueface's mom. I had to come back, delete the comment, because I was, until I said, if you, and you of all people should know, until that, I was just responding to the culture is fried comment. I didn't even realize that it was Blueface's mother. She comes back and says to me, don't look at my son. He at home with his kids and baby mama. Girl, a mess. Where's the other comment that I had where the woman said, our black men, dear black men, all of us are not like that. You know, this man says, the stupid shit the world wants women to say. Everyone is happy now. The black family unit is broken and all she needed was a bag. Great message. I said to him, girl, hush. Being that men are no longer needed, you all need to be nice to have around. And y'all aren't nice to have around. So essentially, you serve no purpose. He didn't like that. He didn't like that, child. I'm trying to find the one where the woman was making a public proclamation to these men that she loves them. Our black men. But anyways, I said to her, "You're beautiful." Oh, she said something about our beautiful black men. What did I say to her, girl? We was in the comments crazy, in the comments going nuts. I said, your beautiful black men kill black women every 5 hours. So stop making public proclamations to a group of men who have shown you for generations they have no love for you. You are living in a fantasy world and you need to wake up. Stop making these weird ass public proclamations to groups of men and you have no clue who they are or where they came from. You just like the idea of a good black man. You just like the idea of it. Your fantasy. This is your fantasy. You're going to hold on to that fantasy even though evidence, true, real evidence shows you otherwise. That's delusional. I said, stop worrying about single mothers and worry about fatherless children. The father doesn't need to be in the home in order to have a relationship with the child. Y'all choose to focus on the mother to shift blame, but focus on the child being without the father. The mother doesn't need the father. The child needs the father. Period. Period. I told this woman, a person's gender identity has nothing to do with you and takes nothing away from you. That's why it's called a phobia, because your rationalizations are irrational. You're afraid someone's identity is impeding on yours. It's a white supremacist ideology. It really is. When you are sitting in a space where you think a trans woman existence is a threat to yours, girl, it has to be irrational. You sitting there with a fucking uterus, worried about what a trans woman is doing? And if she doesn't have a uterus, is she still a woman? Because y'all really, really like to whittle yourself down to your reproductive organs. While you want to be seen as women, you really whittle yourself down to being just a female. So, the ones without uteruses, are they still women? Is that a different bottle of water? Is her womanhood affected without having a uterus? What if she can't have children? Is she no longer a woman? So this trans woman identity has nothing to do with how you show up as a woman in this world. That is why it's called a phobia, because y'all be sitting up here really sounding crazy as hell. I'm going to read some of the comments. I want to read some of the comments. Hold on. These comments are really long. People were really sounding off. A lot of Black women have this irrational fear that trans women are going to replace them. And I keep asking, like, why isn't the conversation ever about trans men? There's two things happening. There's one where society is pitting trans women and cis women against each other for the placement on the side of the man, right? When, oh, they're going to replace us. In what position? Next to a man? Okay, we got it. But then on the other end of it, society as a whole are looking at trans women as men transitioning into women. And how dare you, in a society that hates women, how dare you want to be a woman? What the fuck is wrong with you? So we're going to focus on trans men. And then another thing that's on another layer on top of that is because of the socialization of boys to men. Trans women tend to be more vocal, while trans men who have been socialized as girls to women and transition are socialized as women to kind of take a step back and not be as vocal. There's a lot of things going on why trans women are always the topic, are always the focus, right? One, they're pitting trans women and cis women against each other, and cis women are running around with an irrational fear that their station next to a fucking man is going to be replaced by a trans woman. I'm a natural born woman. My pussy, I have a period. You'll never understand cramps. Then you have the other idea of, in a patriarchy, how dare you as a man want to transition to being a woman when you know how women are treated. You know we don't fuck with these women for real. Right? And then you have the other idea where trans women are more vocal because of their socialization as boys to men. And transitioning. So they tend to be more vocal. But trans women are not going to replace women. It's just another brand of water on the shelf. You're one brand of water. She's one brand of water. I'm another brand of water. If a nigga wants to drink from that water bottle, so be it. That doesn't mean you've been replaced. That's why it's irrational. Don't call me cis. Well, you're running around saying natural born woman, biological woman. That's not the biological woman, biological female. And that's when you inadvertently whittle yourself down to your reproductive organs, and that's all they need you for. But you want to be seen as a whole woman and not just as a female, right? But when you get into these confrontations with trans women, you yourself whittle yourself down to having cramps and periods and shit and uteruses. When another woman might be sitting next to you with a full hysterectomy, is she less of a woman? Answer me that. Since that's all it takes. Sorry I was yelling, but it's very passionate. I'm very passionate about it. A trans woman can sit next to me. I have no problem with it. There's room for her. I have no problem with it. You get these people who use fear mongering. You feel like you something's being taken away from you. You feel like you're being forced. Yeah, that comes from your socialization as a woman and things being forced on you. As especially black women, black people. You being forced to even call yourself black, forced to call yourself African American, forced to call yourself Negro, forced to call yourself Afro American or whatever. Force, all this force. It's like, I feel like it is a trauma response. But in real life, saying that you're cisgender just means that I identify with the gender that I was assigned at birth. Some people don't. So they're gender non-conforming, and they're not going to conform. Those are the women or the people, the people that you see who are, one day they have on a dress, the next day they have on a suit. I'm not going to conform to society's idea of what gender is. Somebody said, oh, it's just two genders. It's not. Because intersex people would not exist if there was just two genders. There wouldn't be those anomalies if it was just two genders. It is a spectrum. And a lot of people have it fucked up when you include, and that's why that woman that day said it's only LGB. You can only be LGB as a way of a sexual orientation. You can only be lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Trans people are not, you're not considered gay. Just because the trans woman still has a penis, because she is having sex with a man, does not make that man gay, because that man is being sexually attracted to a woman, to a person with hips, to a person with titties, long hair, beautiful lips, beautiful makeup, pretty ass woman. So there are straight trans people. There are trans women who are transitioning into women and have relationships with women. They are lesbians. And a lot of people have it mixed up with gender identity and your sexual orientation, and it's done on purpose because so many put gender next to sex. So you think because your genitalia is one way that you have to identify as this way. And you have to be attracted to this person because your genitalia is this. So you need to be attracted to this person. And my gender identity has nothing to do with who I'm sexually attracted to. So if my gender identity is man, and if I'm a trans man and I'm attracted to men, I am in a gay relationship because that man is having sex with me because I am performing manhood. I'm seen as a man. A lot of people just do not understand it, and it's okay because people in the LGBTQ community are still learning too, are still learning language. So many trans people say, I didn't even have the language to know what I was, but I knew I did not identify with how these other people were identifying. I knew I did not feel like these other boys were feeling. I felt like a girl. So when you're around here arguing with people, you got to realize your individual identity and how you show up and how you perform masculinity, femininity, how you perform, that is your performance only. It has nothing to do and takes away from nobody else. And how this trans woman exists does not take away from you at all. That is why it's called a phobia. And just like these niggas around here are killing trans women, the same motherfucker that lied to you and told you he was, quote, tricked by a trans woman will turn around and hit you in the fucking face with a skateboard because you didn't give him your phone number. Because she is a woman. You are a woman. You are being mistreated because of that. And you're being taught to show up in a certain way because of that identity. The identity is woman. Trans or cis, the identity is woman. And these people are around here killing trans women and cis women. And for some reason, cis women don't seem to understand. They fall into that lie. When these niggas lie to you, they lie to you about everything else. But when they come out and lie about being tricked by a trans woman, you believe them. You believe them. You believe they were tricked. Girl. And these niggas kill you for less. So you think that they were tricked? No, they had sex with a trans woman, and their community is so fucking toxic. They don't want their community to know that they had sex with a trans woman when nobody even really fucking cares. All I gotta say, I'm done talking. There's nothing wrong with being a single mother. Don't let people shame you. Don't, oh, the black family, the black family, the black family. Shut that shit up. Don't get out here lying, acting like the majority of you niggas are married. You're not. You're not married. So because you are the one responsible for proposing to women. So you are the one who can change the marriage statistics. But the gag is these ladies don't want to be married to you niggas. They have been sold a fucking scam. And then they get married and realize, goddamn, this nigga ain't shit. And some of them stay forever. They serve their time. And some of them say, you know what? I find more peace and happiness as a single person. I would rather be single than to be married to you. You men are responsible for proposing to women. So if there's no black family, that's your fault. You need to be proposing to women. Propose marriage to women. Half of your proposals ain't shit. Half of you niggas' last name ain't worth a fucking dime. So go propose. If you want the black family to look like something, start proposing to these women. Again, they get married to you niggas and realize this ain't it. I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.